What if humans could live forever? Imagine waking up one morning and realizing you'll never die. No wrinkles, no diseases, no end. Just endless time, stretching forward like an infinite road with no destination, no final chapter, no goodbye. It sounds like a dream, the ultimate victory over nature. But is immortality really paradise, or the beginning of something terrifying? Would life still feel meaningful, or would eternity slowly erode what makes us human? Let's find out what would happen if humans could live forever. End of the end. For thousands of years, death has been our only certainty. Empires rise and fall, generations come and go, and the cycle of life continues, beautiful and cruel. But imagine a moment when science finally breaks that cycle. Maybe we discover a cure for aging, nanobots that endlessly repair our cells, keeping our organs youthful forever. Or perhaps genetic engineering perfects the human body, locking it permanently at its physical and mental peak. In this new world, birthdays no longer matter. You don't grow old, just older in memories. At first, it feels miraculous. Hospitals close their doors, funerals disappear. Every heartbeat feels eternal, every breath a promise of infinity. You can learn every language, visit every country, master every art. Time becomes your greatest gift and your greatest curse, because soon you realize something chilling. You're not just living long, you're living forever. The very thing that once defined humanity, our mortality, has vanished, and with it so has the sense of urgency that made life precious. A world without death. Now imagine a world where no one dies, no funerals, no mourning, no fear, but also no room. The global population would skyrocket to unimaginable levels. Even with birth rates slowing down, people simply don't leave. Cities would overflow, oceans of people stretching endlessly, and food, water, and shelter would become the new gold. Governments might introduce life limits, not for death, but for birth. Children would become rare, maybe even illegal in some regions. Imagine a future where only the wealthy can afford to have kids, paying massive fees for life licenses. Parenthood becomes a luxury, not a right. The world that once celebrated new life now fears it. Humanity's priorities would twist. Economies would crumble, and wars might erupt, not for land or oil, but for the right to exist. The immortals wouldn't die in battle. They'd just keep fighting, century after century, locked in endless cycles of revenge and ideology. And slowly, immortality stops being a blessing and becomes a trap, a planet-sized prison filled with people who can't die, but can't truly live either. The psychology of forever. Living forever doesn't just change your body, it rewires your soul. Think about it. What would purpose even mean if you knew you'd never die? Right now, we chase dreams because time is short. We fall in love, take risks, create art, because we know one day it will all end. Mortality gives meaning to every heartbeat. It's the ticking clock that makes every moment matter. But in an endless timeline, urgency disappears. Why paint today when you can paint tomorrow? Or in 300 years? Why love deeply when you have eternity to decide? Eternal life could breed eternal apathy. Without loss, joy fades. Without fear, bravery dies. Without endings, beginnings lose their spark. People might drift through centuries in emotional numbness, forgetting what passion felt like. Some might even choose to end their lives, not from pain, but from exhaustion. After centuries of existence, they've seen everything, felt everything, lost curiosity for existence itself. Immortality, ironically, could make life meaningless, turning eternal beings into hollow shells who remember what it felt like to care, but no longer can. Science versus nature. To make humans live forever, science would have to outsmart nature itself. We'd need to stop the biological clock, to repair or replace every damaged cell infinitely, something evolution never designed us to do. In reality, our DNA slowly degrades with every cell division. Telomeres, the protective caps at the ends of our chromosomes, shorten over time, leading to aging and, ultimately, death. If we could halt or reverse that process, aging would stop entirely. And scientists today are already trying, through gene editing, stem cells, and nanotechnology. But there's a terrifying catch. Cells that never die start to behave like cancer. Immortality at the cellular level could mean endless mutation and growth, a body turning against itself from within. To stay alive forever, we might have to constantly fight the very biology that keeps us human. And even if we solved that, even if our bodies never decayed, our minds would still change. Memories would fade, personalities would evolve, and identities would dissolve over centuries. Are you still you after 500 years? After 1,000? Or are you just a shadow of the person who once lived, rebooted by time but stripped of meaning? Maybe immortality isn't about living forever. Maybe it's about existing endlessly, surviving without truly being alive. Cosmic perspective. Let's zoom out. Even if humans became immortal, the universe itself isn't eternal. The sun will eventually burn out, the Milky Way will collide with Andromeda, Stars will die, and the cosmos will fade into darkness. Immortal humans might watch galaxies crumble and stars blink out like dying candles. We'd wander through an empty universe, a species of ghosts in a cold eternity. And as energy runs out, even immortals would face a truth they can't escape. Forever doesn't mean infinite, it just means longer than everything else. You might outlive planets, but not time itself. Immortal love, immortal loss. Now imagine love in a world without endings. You meet someone, fall in love, build a life, and 500 years later, you're still together. Or maybe you're not. Love that lasts forever might not feel romantic. It might feel heavy, jealousy, heartbreak, boredom, all multiplied by centuries. The pain of watching relationships fade while you continue could be unbearable. Friendships would drift as people evolve mentally, emotionally, even spiritually. After hundreds of years, humans might not even think like humans anymore. They could become emotionless, more logic than love, more machine than man. Immortality might not kill you, but it could kill everything that makes you human. The immortal society. Fast forward 1,000 years. Immortals have reshaped the world. There's no need for hospitals, retirement homes, or cemeteries. Cities rise higher, stretching toward the clouds. Old architecture becomes sacred, ancient buildings preserved not by history but by memory. But society divides sharply. The Eternals, those who achieved immortality first, and the Naturals, those still mortal. Eternals control power, wealth, and resources. They've lived for centuries, gathering knowledge and influence. Naturals, meanwhile, age and die in their shadow. Rebellion brews. Mortals fight for the right to die, while immortals fight for the right to live endlessly. It's not a war between nations anymore. It's a war between timelines. And the greatest irony? The more humans master death, the less human they become. Price of forever. Eternal life sounds perfect until you realize it costs everything. To live forever, you must stop evolution. Natural selection ends. No more adaptation, no more genetic change. The human race would stagnate, frozen in time. And as the environment shifts, humanity, unchanging, unyielding, could become obsolete. We might watch the Earth evolve without us. New species would rise, ecosystems would transform, and humans, eternal yet fragile, would become relics. We'd win the war against death, but lose the battle against life itself. Immortality isn't free. It's nature's most expensive illusion. The final question. So here's the ultimate paradox. If you could live forever, would you still want to? Would you still laugh knowing you'll never lose your smile? Would you still cry knowing nothing ever truly ends? Would you still chase dreams knowing time can't take them away? Maybe the beauty of life is that it's temporary. The clock reminds us to live, to love, to care, to create. Without it, we might forget what makes those moments so precious. Mortality isn't a curse. It's what gives life meaning. It's what turns moments into memories and endings into purpose. Perhaps the real secret to immortality isn't in science. It's in legacy, in the art, love, and impact we leave behind. Echoes that live forever, even if we don't. If this story made you think about what life truly means, hit the like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to Untold What If, where imagination meets science, and every question begins with two simple words: what if?